Hello? Alright. Sorry, it always takes me a few seconds to get this mic working. Alright, this is Sawyer, Holy Joe, however you want to call me. We're doing another stash video. Um, First of all, I want to apologize for the last last two videos I put out. They definitely had some technical difficulties that I wasn't quite aware of until like after I posted them and watched them. Um, it is what it is. A lot of the information is still valid in the videos. It's just like, basically, one video, the screen is all blacked out for half of it, but you can still get the audio. The second video, the audio it's not synced up with the video, so I'm talking I'm talking about things that I'm not actually showing. It's kind of weird. But anyway, I've changed my recording software, so maybe hopefully it'll stop happening, and I can start bringing you you more concrete content. So last time we covered the city over here, the capital city. We covered like whatever all the stuff you can do there and what there is to do there. But today I want to cover this little area right here, the boo, your base of it's the boo. It's short for base of operations. And this is kind of like your player house, your hangout, your pad. This is like the city that you live in. That's where you go shopping and stuff. But this is your pad, man. This is where you sleep. This is where you make shit. This is where you make a living. And just it's your place, man. It's your bang pad. I'm kidding. Uh, but yeah, let's just go inside and show you how it works. There's a lot of things you can do here. There's a lot of things you can buy for this place. It's just a lot. There's a lot you can do here. And as you can see, mine doesn't look nothing like what yours is probably gonna look like when you first get in the game. When you first get in the game, you're gonna have none of this stuff except this little stall, which I'll get into in a second. You'll have this little chest, and then you'll have like a bedroll, like a sleeping bag right here on the ground somewhere. And the way that works is you have to upgrade your boot. And every time you upgrade, you get you get a little bit more space to place things, to place like items. You also like slowly like the first I think 3 or 4 boot levels, you're not gonna have any kind of like building like I have. But then once you get to like I think it's rank 4, you start actually getting you get like a little shack, and it turns into a little bit nicer shack. Turns into this, and then later on it can even go as high. I think I've seen people that had like mansions before, like or like really nice like 2-story houses. It can get crazy. Um, let's First of all, let's go over like the menu right here that where you put all what you can do. First of all, you can toggle view mode, which is basically like letting you place things. Like you see here, you have a little grids. It shows you all the grids where everything's placed at. This is some items I have in my inventory that I can put on the boot. I can't actually place them right now because I either don't have the room or I don't have the space. Like they have limits on how many items you can put of each type, so per level. Second thing we can do is our boot inventory, which just basically brings up a window of items, which already comes up whenever you push the first button, so it's not really that important. The third thing we can do is use an item, is actually grayed out. We can't even do it. I'm not sure why that's an option. I'm not sure what items you can use with this. Fourth one is our stash, the game's namesake, and which is right here. We can either click on it manually, or we can go to it by pushing the button, and it does the same thing. It brings up this menu this is basically your player bank, where you can drop off your stuff you don't really like need right now, but you want to keep. The stuff you don't want to keep on you, you can place it here. That you can upgrade the space on this. It starts off I don't remember. It starts off like maybe 35 or something like that. But I've upgraded it up to 70. You can upgrade it. You can either use the in-game. You can either use the premium currency, or you can use these materials to do it. And as you see, I can do it a couple times, but I won't do it right now. The materials are used for other things too. And then let's see. Next one up is the stall, which you can also click on it manually, but you can also have a little hot button here, or you can push 5, and boom, it's there. The stall is like basically your auction house. It's essentially your auction house. It's a little shop where you can put things for sale, and other players can find it by browsing through the newspaper, which is you get from the main menu, and you can make the price, and you can put an ad on it. You can either put it on there, or you can put an ad on it. The ad just makes it show up in the newspaper. You can only put an ad on an item every 5 minutes, so if you're just putting a bunch of stuff at one time, it's gonna take you a while to be able to put an ad on all this stuff. But it's definitely recommended to put an ad on everything you can because it helps people find it faster. Um, I mean, if they click on your item, they'll see all your items, so they'll see it regardless. But it's better to have a bunch of items with ads. Just makes it easier, and it's not hard. You just gotta wait a little bit of time. You can also remove items free of charge. It's called unstocking, but you can only do this free of charge one time per hour. After that, it will cost a fee. It's a small fee, but it gets higher and higher the more you do it. So, if you decide to take all your items down all at one time, you're going to be paying a pretty penny, especially if you have as many as I do. Because my stall is also upgraded a little bit. It's upgraded. I think I upgraded like 5 times. Not much. But yeah, as you can see, I have some different items here. Some recipes, some crafting materials, some armor that I made. It's just a mount that I don't use anymore. Just different stuff. Next up, we have the upgrade section where you can upgrade different things. Uh, this is this is just like a hotkey. You can upgrade the stash, the stall, which we just talked about, or you can upgrade the whole boo. And you have to have certain items and certain amount of money to do, or you can just pay and use 300 in-game currency. But I feel like that's a total waste of in-game currency. You don't ever do that because you can actually buy. Nice little trick here. You can actually go to the medallion store and you can actually buy the materials you need to upgrade your boot individually, and they're a lot cheaper. Like even this thing, which is usually like which is like the hardest to get in the materials, you can buy it for two, and it doesn't seem to ever go up. So that's pretty good. And then the last thing we have, well, the second last thing we have is you can go inside your boot right here, number 7 by default, which just means we can go inside the house and see which we'll do that in a minute, see what's in there. And then you have exit boot, pretty self-explanatory. But I want to talk about the outside stuff that you can put here real quick. So right here I have a garden. A garden is basically in the game you will get seeds, like either by random loot or there's a quest giver that will give you seeds and various seeds. What you do with the seeds is wait, sorry, I had that set the wrong way. What you do with the seeds is you go to your garden, you plant them in your garden, and then periodically you can harvest the stuff that they make. Like I have a carrot plant and a potato plant in here, and as you can see, it didn't give me any potatoes for some reason, but it gave me a bunch of carrots. So we can just take those carrots and retrieve them. And you see, this is your inventory of extra seeds you have. I have another potato seed, a carrot seed, and a tomato seed. So yeah, and you can also harvest the plant. Like all these plants have a lifespan. Like this one has like 17 hours and 24, or is that 17 days and yeah, 17 days, 24 hours, and 16 minutes. Or whatever. Anyway, you can harvest this plant, and when you harvest it, you'll get the seed back. And so it's a good way to just keep growing the plant. And the next thing I want to talk about is this coop right here. This is like a chicken coop. You can catch animals by using traps and bait or lure or whatever. And when you catch an animal, you can put it in. You can put it either your coop or your barn. Different animals can be put in different things. Like the coop is more for smaller animals like ducks, goose, and pukas right here. You can put these in here, and they'll do the same thing. Like periodically, they will produce eggs, which is usable for crafting purposes. You can also slaughter these poor defenseless animals to get meat and leather from them, which is also used for crafting materials. The leather is pretty useful for what I do because I'm an armorer, so I make a lot of leather armor. So I do this quite a lot. I kill a lot of chickens in here, and then you can replace the chicken by putting another one in there that you have in your inventory. So that's cool. That's actually a really cool feature. I like that. Next up, we have the barn. The barn is for bigger animals, like as you can see, goats, sheep, pigs, cows. You can collect milk from the goats, and you can also I wonder what you collect from pigs. Do people drink pig milk? I don't know. Um, but you can also slaughter the goats just like the chickens to get meat and stuff and materials. And then next thing we have is the well, I shouldn't get to this right now. Next thing you have is the crafting center, the crafting plate things. Right here we have a simple forge. This is for a weaponsmith. If you're a weaponsmith, which a weaponsmith makes weapons. And you have your recipes right here. All the recipes that you have available. I only have two because it's only level 4 right now. And you push this button to craft something, and then over here you gotta wait a certain amount of time. Like like for the early stuff, it's always like a minute or like 30 seconds, I think. But as you get higher and higher level, it takes longer and longer to do. So you can retrieve your item here, and it gives you XP. So you gave me 50 XP towards my crafting level. Um, so yeah, that's how that works. And then I have two of these. I like to have two of my profession centers because it just makes things go by faster. When you get to the point of the game when like stuff takes like 3 and 4 minutes, it's just a lot more efficient to have two things in queue instead of one. And I actually have two professions because I end up buying a profession increaser thing. So I have two. I have leather. I have. I almost said leathercraft. I have armoring, which is making armor of various types of materials, leather, chainmail, and I have weaponcraft. I figured they would go together pretty well, so I got both of them. As you can see here, I have a lot more recipes for armorcraft, and so you got some different stuff here. And you can also have something to retrieve, so you get 75 XP. What is this? Is this something good I can make? That's always level 1. I don't want to make that. I will put some in queuing though, just to show you guys how that works. See, this takes 3 minutes, or 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And so we can also speed it, just like most phone games. You can speed the process up by paying some currency, but we're not going to do that. It's really not that long of a wait. And I have two forges, so I can make two things at one time. That's the wrong one. Oh wait, what? Okay. Oh, that one's complete. Okay, I was wondering what was going on there. Yeah. So, okay, you got my two forges and my two forges and my two foundries. And then here we have these are the weapon and armor de-weaponizer things, whatever you want to call them. These are basically like for disenchanting the items that you make from your profession. And by doing this, it basically lets you break something down that you just made in order to get a percentage, like a percentage of the stuff you use for it back. So this is a really good thing because on the negative side, it destroys your armor, so you can't sell it or give it to people or wear it yourself. But on the positive side, it helps you keep crafting. Like it helps you get material. Like see, you just got two leather, so that's almost like it's like halfway to make another piece of gear. So if we put two in there, we'll basically be able to make a piece of gear, which is actually a really cool. That's a really cool concept that I'm glad to have in this game. So yeah, it's just a way. It's just a way to help you. It's a way to help you stay steadily making things and not have to like stop as often. We also have one for. Wait, yeah. We also have another one that's for weapons for our other professions. So we can put that there, and that will break it down. It has a little timer, as you can see. Um, Normally you wouldn't have two of these because you wouldn't need it, but I have two professions, so I kind of need two of them, and they're kind of expensive. As a brand new player that's only been playing for like a day or so, you probably won't have the extra funds to really buy these things, but once you do, they're definitely worth it. Definitely. Okay, and then last thing I want to get into, I want to actually go inside my booth. That just sounds bad. Um, So as you can see here, this is one of the rooms. I have a couple rooms in here. This is the main room of the booth when you first walk in. I like to think of this as my sweatshop. It's my workstation. Um, you may be wondering, Sawyer, what are all these tables here? Well, these are processors for various different foods. Yeah, I know. I'm really heavy into the whole cooking, like farming stuff, even though I don't actually have cooking as a profession. But it is a good way to make money nonetheless, because you can sell these items either to players that are cooking, or you can even just sell them to vendors, like a big old stack of I think like a stack of like I don't know like the different items like carrots and all that they sell for a pretty decent amount per stack. So it's like I think carrots sell for like I think 5, and then if you have a stack of 100, that's a lot of money. It adds up. It adds up very fast. So you can make a lot of these things. So we'll show you. This is an egg processor. What it does is it processes eggs. Go figure, right? So you put the eggs in this top part, and then over time it will make some of these. It'll make like one every few seconds or something like that. And I just collected what was already in there, and then more will drop out. And they have these little, I don't know what this is. I think this is like for putting more stacks in there, but I never needed it yet, so I never worried about it. And right here is a little drop down menu where you can pick your other processors. You can switch between them real easily. And this is my cheese processor. It turns the milk into cheese. And then we have a vegetable processor that turns vegetables into mixed vegetables, which is interesting to me. And then we have a meat processor, which I don't have any meat to put in it right now. And then we have a fruit processor. I don't have any fruit to put in that right now. And then we have a potato processor, which I do have a couple potatoes to put in here. What does it make? It just makes large raw potatoes. Okay. So that's the concept of processors. Processors are a way to like basically turn your food items. It basically turns your raw crafting materials into stuff you can use for cooking. It's very vital if you're going to be a cook or if you're going to level cooking up to have either a friend that has processors or to have processors yourself. But just like the weapon disenchanting machine majiggers, these are expensive. This will definitely cost you a penny at the beginning. By the point of the game I'm in, it's not really a big deal. But for somebody who's like just started the game, it will be expensive. These are like 1,000 triads a piece, so that's 1, 2. So then that's like $6,000 right there. So that's not scrap change, but it's not a lot either. Let's go into another room. This is just a decorative room. You can put decorative items in your booth to kind of spice it up, make it look cool. I don't really know exactly if there's any functionality to this because, as far as I know, you can't actually bring your character in here, and you can't bring other characters in here. So it's just an empty room basically with just furniture. I got me a little table and a bed and a couch, and I got that cool wallpaper that I like. It's like that tiles are cool too. Then we have another room. This is a very small room I just made a while ago, leveled up. It's very basic, very ugly, but we can let's see. How do we do that again? Wait, wrong button. We can actually manage rooms. We can change some of the stuff in here. Like we can change the floorboard to make it blue. We can change the walls, and basically you can buy different style decorative things from the store. And what's cool about it is once you buy it, you own it. Like you don't have to buy it again for a different room. You can always apply it to whatever as many rooms as you want. Like I could have every room in my booth be blue and have this blue color, and I'll never have to buy it more than once, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's my boo. She's great. She's really cool, good lady. Sorry. Um, but that's all I really wanted. That's all I really wanted to show you guys today. I wanted just to kind of show you the basis of the base operations. Show you like what's available in there, what you can do, what it's used for. Essentially, some cliff notes. It's used for crafting purposes, for selling stuff on the auction house. It's used as your personal storage, and it's also used as like a player housing kind of just hangout area. Even though you can't bring anybody there to hang out with, so as of right now. But yeah, that is basically the video. I just wanted to go over that real quick, and for people that may not know anything about the game yet, because the game is going free to play. There's not a definitive time yet, but it's supposed to be going free to play in the very near future. So yeah, because people are going to be wondering what the hell to do in this game, and I just want to put these videos out. So as always, thank you guys for comment, subscribe. Check out my other stash videos if you want. Check out my other videos just in general if you like different kinds of stuff. But as always, laters.